Thank God for you, for those of you that are still living. Everything has been said to give thanks and respect for what has been done, and we can never, ever thank you enough for recognizing the fact that something very tragic happened here. And what happened to those young men should never be forgotten. Whatever happened here, what happened here should never be forgotten. But we should be very vigilant and diligent to recognize that it ain't over. We just need to pay attention to what's going on now. We have to be very conscious, and I've always, as an activist all my life, been tried to be the consciousness of my people and the consciousness of our community. And we need to be conscientious of the fact that the same ingredients, the same atmosphere, the same behavior and mentality of a lot of people in this country exist right now. There is an attitude in this country of hatred, of racism, of bigotry, an attitude of this is mine, it's not yours, and you're not going to be allowed to do what you want to do or do what God gives you to do or what is legal for you to do. It was just 118 years ago, less than 100 yards from here, that they burned down the record that belongs to Mr. Manley. Just 71 years later, they came back to this neighborhood where children, not grown people, children who had not done anything but stood up to fight for their right, to make sure that they could get justice and equality in the school system. That's all they wanted, was to have a better education. And because of that, they were condemned, they were vilified, they were ostracized, they were castigated, and then they were fired upon and were almost, and some were killed, because Stevenson Mitchell was killed. We can't forget that. No matter how many honors and how many commemorations we make, we must be mindful of the fact that some people died because of this. We must be mindful of the attitude at the time. Now we're in a country where the president-elect has stoked the fires of racism again and has also spoken to the effect that he wants to be in a country where he's going to run people out and he's going to get rid of some people and give other people privileges. That's the kind of attitude that caused the Wilmington 10 to even occur. That's the kind of attitude, the behavior, and the mindset that we have to fight against. We can't just come and say, clap our hands and say thank you. We must commit ourselves, dedicate ourselves, and make sure that we stand up against all evil, all injustice, all racism, all bigotry, any kind of hatred, to make sure this never happens again. It should not have happened that time. And they have still not been rewarded enough for the suffering. And there's still many of the young people who was at this church. Young people, wasn't no adults up here. Wasn't nobody up here trying to start nothing. We were home. This is our home. My grandfather was a trustee in this church. My family used to come to this church. I was standing up on that steps on Thursday night, February the 4th, with Chili and with Connie, when a white man pulled up and just shot at us for no reason. We were just standing on the step. That thing should never have happened. But the authorities at that time in Sappho didn't listen to us. We begged them to call for a curfew. We begged them to give us police protection. And even when the shooting started, they still didn't come. Just like they always do. They never come until the white man was killed. We can't let that happen again. All of you are here. I hope you're not just here to see what is going on. I hope you're not just here to clap your hands and say this was a great time in history. Yes, this is an anecdote in history, but there were many more. And because we forgot our history, it happened again. Let us not forget what happened here on this ground. And this ground shall be made sacred, because it is this ground that young people had to stand up as men and women and fight a battle that should never have been fought. I thank you for commemorating these young people. I thank you for commemorating those of us who struggled here. I pray to God that it never happens again. But I'm telling you, don't put your guards down. I'm telling you to be mindful, be diligent, be vigilant, and be ready to stand up, to fight for justice always. And those of you who have honor, dignity, and respect, when you see the head, or you see the factors raising their head for a situation like this again, please don't sit still. Don't stand still. Don't put it aside. Don't try to wait. Act immediately, because these kind of things can be prevented. God bless you.